No, I give her credit. I can't take that from her.
I'm gonna have to see.
I mean, I heard her. She can sing.
All right, that's fine. I'm gonna have to see.
I understand. I heard her. She can sing. I mean, I can't take nothing from her. One thing I can say though, she picks songs that work for her voice. I ain't never seen her venture outside her range. Cause boy, when you go to talk about some legends, boy, you can't be picking Aretha Franklin songs and your voice ain't up to par. You gonna shame yourself, and I'm gonna let it be known you shamed yourself. You know what I'm saying? Should have picked that song, buddy. Y'all done seen some of them old weak singers. You don't see Britney Spears and all them picking songs outside their vocal range. They keep it in their lane. They stay in their lane. You know what I'm saying? Sierra can't sing that well. She stay in her lane. She can dance all she wanted. Singing skills suck. You know what I'm saying? You don't. Hey, Beyonce, all right. I wouldn't listen, man. If I had a choice to listen to Beyonce or cut my wrist, I'd cut my wrist. I don't like Beyonce, period. You know what I'm saying? I'll say this here now that I said it. I would advise every last one of y'all, do not buy any of her products. Just don't support it. Some of them, we know all these niggas rotten, but some of them you just got to draw the line. You know what I'm saying? I would never buy anything with Rihanna or Beyonce on it. None of these fragrances. I wouldn't buy a Jay-Z fragrance for nothing. Ever. If you bought me one, I'd tell you, man, you take that back. I don't want it. You know what I'm saying? I don't fool with that nigga like that.
Sound like a hater to me.
No, sound like I don't mess with old Buster nigga. And then I'm talking about you talking to somebody who had every album a nigga made.
Sound like old salt for me.
You know what I'm saying? Nigga, we stayed bumping Jay, smoking a lot of weed. That was dope boy music. But boy, when I started seeing some things about that nigga character, I can't support that. And then that do what you will, do as thou wilt sweatshirt just kind of killed it. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely not spending nothing with you. We know Puffy a faggot, but he ain't never came out there and did that. This nigga had a satanic slogan on his shirt and wore it with pride. 1 John 2 and 23. Get ready to wrap this on up, man. Maybe we'll come back a little later and deal with the other part on the quick swing.
Quick swing.
Yeah, I can make it about 45 minutes. That's pretty quick.
You got no quick swing. 45 gonna turn 2.
Whosoever deny the Son, the same have not the Father, but he that acknowledge the Son have the Father also. Let that therefore abide in you, Emmanuel, which you have heard from the beginning. If that which you've heard from the beginning shall remain in you, you shall also continue in the Son and in the Father. And this is the promise that he hath promised us, even eternal life. These things have I written unto you concerning them that seduce you. How many of y'all feel like people trying to seduce you to come away from the word right now? Corey raised his hand. Anybody else? You say Shayla got one. Anybody else? Brian too. Is somebody real close to you? Or just random? Because it can't be nobody random. It got to be somebody know full well what you're doing. That means they're doing it on purpose. You know what I'm saying? Those are type. If you see you got somebody trying to seduce you to get outside the will of y'all, you know what you supposed to do? Get them scissors out. That means it's time to get there, because I'm going to tell you something. Anybody that's all right with you going to hell does not love you. They do not love you. I know you do, Chantel. I'm being honest with you. Anybody that would tell you that you say, no, I can't do that right there, because I'll go to hell for that. I'll displease my God with that. I can't. That's a sin if I do that. And they push you to do it, or they always in your face trying to get you to do it. They do not love you. I wouldn't care who it was. Anybody who loves you will want your soul to be saved. If they don't care nothing, they might not agree with what you're doing, but they wouldn't try to get you to seduce you and convince you to do something contrary. If they trying to come at you to do something contrary, them people don't love you. I wouldn't care who it was. And you're going to have to swallow that pill and then assess yourself. You got to go. You know, the book say you supposed to stone somebody that would try to get you to go outside the way. No matter if it was your mama, your daddy, your wife, your children. So now we know we don't stone nobody. So I got to leave you alone. I'll walk away from you. I can't go to hell with you. I asked y'all this question. Who the first man in this book preached separation? Who the first man in this book preached separation? Huh?
What's the Lord? Genesis separate light and darkness.
Not this to separating the light and the darkness. Not obviously not the Lord, but who's the first man? The first man to teach separation.
No.
Adam was. Adam said, a man shall leave his father and mother and cleave unto his wife. You know, a lot of Hebrews be like, we need to unite, but the book teaches separation.
I'm still right. Adam is Lord.
You know what I'm saying? The only people you're supposed to be uniting with is those who are in the body of a Mashiach. And he said, by their fruits you're going to know them. You know anybody who don't believe in the Lord. I ain't talking about transgressors who call themselves non-Messianics. I'm talking about niggas who say they do, but then outright deny his testimony. And those who openly commit sin and make excuses for it, they are not in Emmanuel, and Emmanuel is not in them. Why would you unify with them? Don't be unequally yoked with unbelievers. What fellowship have Hamashiach with Belial? What agreement have light with darkness? What agreement does the temple of Elohim have with idols? None. None. You know what I'm saying? None. So when somebody come to seduce you to cause you to lose the Father and the Son, that's somebody you need to get rid of. As we see some of the means that somebody tell you don't put all that peanut butter on your bread, he say get those people out of your life. You don't need that type of negativity. Somebody say, hey bro, you're getting too big. Get rid of her. You don't need that type of negativity. I'm gonna tell you something, man. You can't never get too big. The reason why I say that is because none of us in here will use steroids to get to those massive amounts of muscle that you see them niggas got. Them niggas who are that big, they're on steroids and growth hormones. No, you can't get too big. I'm talking about naturally.
There you go. There you go.
That's why I said unless you're on steroids or growth hormone. You know what I'm saying? Because being a natural bodybuilder, it's only so big you gonna get. You know what I'm saying? That Phil Heath and that what his name, Kai Green and that size and Jay Cutler, them niggas like this here, them niggas got some extra additives and preservatives, man. I could never get that big because you'd have to get on roids. And if you're not a professional bodybuilder, why are you on steroids? I'm for real though. It's dudes and Baileys take steroids, and some of them be selling them. You know what I'm saying? Now you're gonna have around here, your penis gonna shrink. You got man titties, and for what? No, that's bad again. I don't know what he wanted for. You ain't getting on no stage. I don't see what's the point. Verse 27. The anointing which you have received of him abide in you. Emmanuel. And you need not that any man teach you, but as the same anointing teach you of all things, and is truth, and is no lie, even as have taught you, you shall abide in him. Now little children, abide in him, that when he shall appear, we may have confidence and be not ashamed before him at his coming. If you know that he is righteous, you know that everyone which do righteousness is born of him. What do you think this means when he said, if you got this anointing, you have no need for anybody to teach you? What is he talking about? You know niggas love to read this here, right? How many of y'all done heard somebody read this verse to you? Saying, I don't need nobody to teach me. See, the Spirit, the Lord is my teacher. And then they reference this epistle letter. What is this epistle letter talking about? What is the anointing? Because he said that substance would abide in that tenth, right? So what is this anointing? John 14 and 23, man. You got out there? Young soldier sleep over there. He just spit up on you, though. Spit up a game.
Yeah, you see it. Right now.
I ain't talking about you. I'm talking about the baby.
Spit it up right now. You see it.
Look at this nigga here. That nigga have like this here, man. Get some mask, man. Get some,
all you like, man.
some mask, man.
Why you gotta be a salt thrower?
I'm just saying, man. Get
You
some
know,
mask,
one
man.
salt thrower on the woman, man. And not everybody know that's me.
You know what I'm saying? Get some mask, man. Yeah, I'm telling you. So he say he keep his nuts crossed.
Everybody know that's me.
You know what I'm saying? I throw a little salt in 9.
14 and 23. Yahshua answered and said unto him, if a man love me, he will keep my words, and my Father will love me, and he will come unto him and make our abode with him. He'll Zebulon with you, which meant again, Emmanuel, Elohim is with us. He that loved me not, keep not my sayings, and the word which you hear is not mine, but the Father's which sent me. These things have I spoken unto you, being yet present with you. But the Comforter, which is the Ruach HaKodesh, whom the Father will send in my name, he shall teach you all things, and bring all things to your remembrance, whatsoever I have said unto you. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give unto you. Not as the world give I unto you. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid. Did he tell you would be peace in that house? Did he tell you would be peace in that house? If you abide in the Son abiding in you, then you abide in the house, which means there will be peace in that house. He just told you it's the Spirit that bring the words to remembrance, that you wouldn't have need for anybody to teach you. But if in order for you to get the Spirit, what would have to happen first? You would have to believe on the scriptures. You would have to believe on Hamashiach as the scripture has said. How can you believe on him whom you have not heard? And how can you hear without a preacher? Once you receive the Spirit, you don't have no need for nobody to tell you nothing. That goes back to what he said in Jeremiah 31. They won't teach everybody to know Yah, for they will all know me, from the least to the greatest, because the law would be in their heart and in their inward parts. But before you get to that point, you got to be taught first. You know what I'm saying? That's all that means. So all this stuff, again, if the new covenant is the law in your heart and in your inward part, and Hamashiach is the law made flesh, and a virgin conceived and brought forth a son, because he said, hold on, let's just look at it. Let's just look at Hebrews 8 and 7. Let's just look at it, put it on tape. We finna wind this down. It's about 5:30. I know nigga hungry. Mouth look like she ready to bite. Thanks the whole arm off. Yeah, I'm coming for your mouth. It might be about 2-3 more weeks before I leave you alone. Then I'm going to go back to getting your sister.
Makes it look like he might like that.
Whoa! 8 cells. Whoa, make it 8 and 9. Whoa, then they say, man, my homeboy say he is not into that S&M stuff.
What you tell it?
And they say, nigga bite him, boy. Then nigga say, you better get ready to call the police. Not according to the, make it 8 and 8, pardon me. For finding fault with them, he saith, behold, the days come, saith Yah. I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continue not in my covenant, and I regarded them not, saith Yah. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith Yah. I will put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts, and I will be to them an Elohim, and they shall be to me a people. Ain't that's what we read in Leviticus 26? I'll set my tabernacle in the midst of them. I'll be their power. They'll be my people. We know he said a Mashiach in the midst of them, right? Let's look at John 1 and 12. I'm going to let y'all know on this phone. When we get off this phone, y'all call back at about 6:30. Y'all on your phone, hear me? 6:30. Say it with me. 6:30. 6:30. So 6:30. You can call back at 6:30. John 1 and 12. But as many received him, to them he gave power to become the sons of Elohim, even to them that believe on his name, which were born not of blood, nor of the will of the flesh, nor of the will of man, but of Elohim. And the word was made flesh and dwelt amongst us. And we beheld his glory as the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. Because he said, how many of y'all left who seen the glory of that former house? Or the latter house in its former glory? How many of y'all seen that? Then he said the word was made flesh and dwelt among us. Emmanuel. And the word was with Elohim, and the word was Elohim. And the word was made flesh, Emmanuel. And if the law is in your heart and in your inward parts, then Elohim is with us or in you. Therefore, Emmanuel, that's the whole objective, is to get Emmanuel to dwell in you. That's what Kingston's name is. See, he heard. He got 2 names. He got his name too. Kingston got 3 names. He know how to say all 3 names out. That's probably why I said I seen Kingston. I ain't even know it. They showed it to me. Kingston get down and pray, get up. He say, son, you don't know what he's saying. But when he get finished, he's saying Yahshua's name and get up and go. He do though. No, I'm talking about this. He do though. Clear as day. He's saying Yahshua's name. Get up and go. He'll sit there. I'm talking about he know where the east at. He say it's time to pray, Kingston. That nigga drop down. Whoop. I don't know what he be saying. He know. When he get done, he saying Yahshua's name and go by the business. You know what I'm saying? But I say that to mention this here because you sit back and look at all of them. For all of them, pretty much this all they gonna know. They ain't gonna know nothing else. So you have to sit back and look at it. You got to make sure you set forth the right example to that. When they get older, they won't want to leave this alone. Not that, oh, I taught it to them, and then they went off. But it was taught to them and you walked in it. Therefore, they won't depart from it. You see what I'm saying? So now we seeing that Elohim made flesh. The word was made flesh to dwell in us. Calm down, Leah. Let me look at this Isaiah 6 so we get ready to wrap this up. At least this portion. So now when we sit back and we look at Isaiah chapter 6, right? And that 13th verse. What did he say? About whose substance is in them when they cast their leaves, so the set apart seed shall be the substance thereof. So when we hear the set apart seed gonna be the substance thereof, because we see the substance that's in that tree. The substance that's in that tree is Hamashiach. It's the Ruach HaKodesh, which means Emmanuel is dwelling in this tree. Because that's the substance, the spirit. But what do you think this means that the set apart seed shall be the substance thereof? Which really I just told you. So what is this set apart seed that would be the substance? Well, let's sit back and see. I've referenced it to you, whether you realize it or not. But let's look at Isaiah 59 and 20. After that, Luke 8 and 11. After that, Matthew 13:47. You know, it's because a lot of Hebrews be screaming about this. How could this be? Remember what Genesis 3 say. I'll set enmity between who seed? The woman and the serpent. And the Redeemer shall come to Zion, and unto them that turn from transgression. And Jacob saith Yah, as for me, this is my covenant with them, saith Yah, my spirit that is upon thee, and my words which I have put in thy mouth, they shall not depart out of thy mouth, nor out of the mouth of thy seed, nor out of the mouth of thy seed, from henceforth and forever. You know, in Isaiah 53, he said he will see his seed prosper. So his seed would be what? Those who received him. Luke 8 and 11. That's what he said, right? Those who received him. He gave them power to become what?
Son of God.
Sons of God. Let's see what Luke 8 and 11 say then. Make it 9. Y'all all right? Everybody cool? You ain't cool? You hot? Hungry? Thirsty? Butt hurt? Feet swollen? Headache? On drugs? Okay then.
My nose hairs are singed.
Really? It's the best you could come up with?
I'm just telling you, that's what's wrong with me. You asked me.
Say a gun in the face, that's the best you can come up with? And his disciples asked him, saying, what might this parable be? And he said, unto you it is given to know the mysteries of the kingdom of Elohim, but to others in parables, that seeing they might not see, and hearing they might not understand. Now the parable is this, the seed is the word of Elohim. Drop down to verse 15. But that on the good ground are they which in an honest and good heart, having heard the word, keep it, and bring forth fruit with patience. Because you just notice he said that that 10th would be like a teal tree and an oak tree, and their leaves would have the substance. You know what I'm saying? We also know that a Mashiach got the residue of the spirit. Like you say, he didn't leave. Let's look at John chapter 2. I'm talking about. I think that's Malachi I'm talking about. That just came to my mind. Let me make sure that that's Malachi. Calm down over there, Leah. Malachi chapter 2. Make it about verse 14. He say, what yet ye say, wherefore, because Yah have been witness between thee and the wife of thy youth, against whom thou hast dealt treacherously, yet she is thy companion and the wife of thy youth. Did he not make one? I mean, one wife then, don't he? Yet he had the residue of the Spirit. I mean, he had the remnant, or the tenth of, a residue of the Spirit, right? And wherefore one, that he might seek a godly seed. Therefore take heed to your spirit, and let none deal treacherously against the wife of his youth. Listen to what this thing say. For Yah, the Elohim of Israel, say that he hate putting away. One cover violence with his garment, saith Yah of hosts. Therefore take heed to your spirit, that you deal not treacherously. You know, Judas hid violence in his garment. And he definitely dealt treacherously because he betrayed the Lord, didn't he? But see, key thing he just told you, boy, the Lord just told you divorce is an abomination. I utterly detest it. He said, I hate that. You know what I'm saying? Why them niggas don't never read that to nobody? That's strong words right there, ain't it? I hate that. Why you think Paul tell you, don't let a man depart from his wife? Why he tell you that? You heard what he said, though, he seek a godly seed. Now the seed is that word that fall in the honest and good ground, they keep it. Because he got the residue of the Spirit. That seed fell in Hamashiach because he was that good ground in Genesis chapter 2, right? When he planted Adam in the ground. And it brought forth a tree, right? Had leaves on it. Substance thereof. It was in the tree. Remember the tree that yielded fruit after his own kind, whose seed was in itself. Substance was in it. Remember Revelation 22 and Ezekiel 47 say that tree that was in the midst of the city, that its leaves were for what? For food. And for the healing of the nations. And he's saying that set apart seed, that Kodesh seed is the substance thereof. So the substance thereof that was inside them trees, take us back to John chapter 15. I'm the vine, ye the branches, abide in me and I in you. He that abide in me bring forth much fruit. So the end of the day, to be that Kodesh seed abide in you, that means Hamashiach got to abide in you. Going back to what we read when we first started in Matthew chapter 1, when he said that which is conceived in you is of the Ruach HaKodesh. You understand what I'm talking about? That's what that substance was. That's the substance we after. I would hope everybody in here, that's your true earnest desire. Matthew 5:17. Think not that I come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. Did we sit back and see those things we looked at this afternoon? Looked like he fulfilled a lot of stuff, didn't he? For truly I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled. Whoso therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. For I say unto you, that except your righteousness shall exceed the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees, you shall in no case enter into the kingdom of heaven. Praise ye Yah for Yahshua HaMashiach in the word. Now we're going to eat. You going to start.